All right, I want to hear it. Let it out. While I'm talking and doing this post game reaction, while I'm speaking, get in the comments and let it all out. Let me hear what you're thinking. I'm trying to feel better about this, but I need help. And if you just want to kind of just twist the knife a little bit more, I'm okay with that too. I want to feel it right now. Normally, I get on this and I'm pretty even keeled with my Aggie takes, but obviously, there's some emotion right now. So, usually don't cuss or anything, but just fair warning. That game sucked in every way imaginable. I don't think there was a touchdown in the first quarter. Scored finally in the second quarter, and then nothing until the A Chain touchdown return, but that was it. We just got ball controlled by App State, by a G5 school. Um, A&M has all the talent and all the size in the world, but they just got ball controlled by a G5 school. They did what Texas A&M has been doing the last 4 years to us with their smaller lineup, with their very minimal amount of stars next to their players' names coming out of high school. It happened. The offense. I was saying, okay, this is the week. They need to take a step forward. Let's go. Come on. They didn't do that. That didn't happen. In fact, they barely even had the ball this game. And when they did have the ball, it was either three and out or they were instantly behind schedule on every drive because there was a bonehead play, a sloppy play, a drop, something. They were just behind the sticks, behind the chains, whatever you call it, and never on schedule. Brutal. I think the time of possession was. I think they doubled our time of possession. They had a 10-minute drive between in the third and fourth quarters, end of the third, start of the fourth. Defense was exhausted. Defense, they were bend don't break, but that's kind of what App State wanted to happen. That's kind of what App State was banking on. They were kind of banking on A&M just sitting back, letting things develop, and just kind of bend don't break. But App State wanted that to control the ball. They saw the week before the only way A&M was scoring was on big plays, and the more shots you get, Russian roulette, boom, 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 the more chances you have at a big play. They limited the crap out of that. Great job. Obviously, the big talking point is Haynes King, coaching, all that. I'm going to start with just tangible deficiencies that I saw from the get-go on this game. Number one, the whole team was not ready for a football game this afternoon. Just no urgency, no fire, no passion, no heart. Just piss poor in the intangibles department coming into this game. There are leaders on this team. You got Anais Smith, you got Antonio Johnson, Damani Richardson, Layden Robinson. Those are just the upperclassmen leaders. There's leaders throughout this team. But no one was able to step up and bring the fire to this team. So, yes, the leaders, whatever. This is on the coaching staff. You got to get guys ready to go play a team like App State. Yes, a G5 cupcake who is known to ruin many a season at the Power 5 level. This is what App State does. They either do it or they scare the shit out of you. One of the two. They either scare you or they kill you. They killed us. I think a lot of this is on Jimbo, the coach, everybody. How is this team not ready when you have this is a major litmus test, a major, we need to show ourselves what we can do, but the team just comes out so flat, so, especially on offense, just so not dialed in. Embarrassing, horrible. It was the demeanor. It was the heart. It was just the way they were going about their business was not, they weren't, there was no pep in the step. Quarterback play, Haynes King was extremely inaccurate. I don't think he was in the best position to gain rhythm this game. Some of those swing passes are hard to do. I mean, those are really far swing passes. They're doing swing passes all the way to the sideline. I mean, I'd like to see some more slot stuff, some more running back stuff in the flat to get Haynes going because he is not accurate in these balls. He is not shown to be accurate at all in these balls. And I don't think he, at the start of the game, looked as horrible as he finished the game. But I think he got worse throughout the game, which is even worse than him just coming out and laying an egg. I think that's a horrible sign because that tells me there's some kind of deficiency in coaching and communication. I'm going to say one simple fact that I have always thought is true, and it started with Kellen Mond. I think Jimbo gets in these quarterbacks' heads, and for some quarterbacks it may work, but for Haynes, I don't think that is necessarily working right now. It's a very tough situation when you have a very complicated offense, allegedly. I haven't seen the playbook, as I say, but this is supposedly a very complicated offense that has a higher amount of reads than a typical college offense. And Jimbo is hard on his quarterbacks. So when you have a lot of room for error and you're making a lot of mistakes and you have to go answer to Jimbo Fisher every single time in practice, in meetings, in the game, that can be brutal for you. And I think that may have played into why we saw Haynes kind of regress throughout the game. There's a lot of miscommunications in the handoffs. There was that one where he held onto the ball too long in the zone read. He had the fumble. Pocket presence seems kind of iffy. He seems kind of jittery, but maybe that's lack of trust in the O-line because the pocket, though was clean, was collapsing throughout the night. I think O-line played a little better than week one, but definitely not the step forward we wanted to see. Devon Achane is not the blocker that Isaiah Spiller was, which is okay. We know that. But there's no elite offensive line to kind of combat that. And you have to put a lot on Achane, and it's just not a good situation there. Achane got blasted twice on the pass rush to give up either negligible gain or a sack. I don't remember. I haven't watched the film. This is just fresh off the game. Fresh off that steaming pile of footage that we call a football game. Yeah, O-line, receivers were fine, but, a little bit, couple of drops. Routes look good. Haynes wasn't hitting. So Haynes is inaccurate on his short balls. Bad timing on the intermediate balls this game. Just seemed to be behind. Should have let some of those balls fly a little bit earlier than he did. And it seems like it's between the ears. It seems like, I'm sticking to this. You guys, I hope, are typing what the hell is going on. But I'm saying I think Jimbo is in the quarterback's heads. That and the team didn't come to play today. Also, play calling. Why is Achane not getting the ball in creative ways? Are you hiding stuff from Miami? Because, App State, they do this? Are you hiding stuff from Miami? App State does this shit to people. It's just sad. I can give pass to last week. It was Sam Houston. It was the first game. But, sometimes in the first game, it's not always what it really is in the first game. Your team is not always what it's going to be in the first game, and you either progress or regress. I think we saw what A&M really was in that first game. Defense was not creative at all. They sat back and rushed three, and App State played. That was what App State wanted. The defense eventually got exhausted because of that time of possession. Defense has a lot of injuries. There's a lot of nagging stuff now, and you have a battered and bruised defense after that long battle going into the toughest stretch of your season. My word of the day is brutal. We got smacked in the face with college football today. Life comes at you fast. So going into next week, I'll do another video talking about going into next week, but your hope would be that this is best case scenario. And I'm going to sunshine push a little bit, we need something. It's a wake-up call. You got big games coming up. The team will lock in. The coaching staff will lock in. They won't have a letdown like this again. That's best case scenario. Most likely case scenario is this is another 4 or 5 loss team based on what we saw today. Max Johnson might be the answer. I've given Haynes King a chance. I've been high on him. I thought he would progress from what we saw at Kent State, from what we saw last week. But he got worse throughout the game today, and that is a bad sign. At least with Max, we know we're going to get somewhat secure play. I bet he hits some of those easier balls. Maybe doesn't make the plays that Haynes could make, but he hasn't really made. So I get it either way. At this point, it doesn't look like there's a lot to be playing for this season, though technically everything is still on the table. But the team doesn't look like they're going to be making it to the centerpiece of that table. But anyway, I think this coaching staff needs to take this as a lesson. I don't know what they will. I haven't listened to any post-game stuff. I just feel a lot of this is on this coaching staff. Oh, just some stubbornness, some complacency. Too stubborn to show your playbook. Stubborn in the ways you call plays. I think this team is more needing a modern offensive coordinator than they are a star quarterback or anything like that. Because I tweeted that the things Jimbo does get weird when Texas A&M doesn't play well. Because, it's your bias. I mean, is Texas A&M playing well? Things are okay. Texas A&M's not playing well. Okay, we're going to criticize this, and that. Why the hell does Jimbo carry so many damn papers? Like, what does he have? Like, the sacred text? Like, what does he have? Like, missile codes? Like, what is on that? Is it like, I don't know. He has, like, a big laminated sheet. A lot of coaches carry that. But then he has, like, stacks of papers in front of there. Like, what the hell is in there? Da Vinci Code? I mean, what the heck is that? And does that all have to be in Haynes King's brain? And are you going to criticize him every time he comes to the sideline after he doesn't execute whatever's on your sacred texts? I mean, I'm thinking of a nickname for Jimbo, like Jimbo Top Secret Fisher, or Jimbo, I don't know, Jimbo Sacred Text Fisher. Like, why the hell you have so many papers in your hands, man? It's football. I get you're an offensive coordinator, kind of. Is Dickey the coordinator, or who's calling the plays? I think Jimbo calls the plays. You know what? I'm here to call for a new OC, but that's knee jerk. This is all knee jerk. But I feel it. I think that's about it, guys. Brutal. It's be tough to be on Twitter this week. It'd be tough to be looking at YouTube this week. You're going to see overreactions. The overreaction I don't want to hear is like Jimbo hot seat stuff, because when you recruit at that level, you've bought yourself some time. And in my opinion, recruiting is like 70% of the battle, and you just got to chip away at the rest, whether it's getting new staff, reinventing yourself. But you got to do it. You can't be so stubborn. Goddamn. All right, I'll be back in a couple days with a more even-keeled breakdown, less emotion. Good luck getting through the rest of your couple of days. College football it's lodged itself in our hearts and in our brains, and it's festering, and it's just, college football. That's what college football does. That's why we love it. But yeah, don't try to get too down, guys. I mean, technically everything's there to play for. We know it's probably not going to happen, though. But it's still there. I mean, go enjoy Miami game. Who knows what could happen? It's college football. It's crazy. I'm just rambling now, but I'm still going to post it. I'm not cutting this. But we put so much of our emotional well-being in the week-to-week performances of unproven young 18 to 22-year-old athletes who aren't reliable in any way or proven. And that makes us act like this. But that's just what we do. That's our fanhood. That's what we do. It's going to be okay. It's going to be okay. Yeah, by this point, I hope you're done typing your paragraphs about this team. I want to hear it. Don't hold back. Let me know how you feel. Tell me if I'm off base with anything, but, I'm always right. Just kidding. I'm usually wrong. I was wrong. I was wrong about the score for this game. That's for damn sure. 45-14. Freaking dumbass. I was wrong about Haynes King. I think I'm ready to say that now. He's not ready. I mean, maybe he needs a couple more years, but at that point he's transferring. So I don't think Haynes King is going to work out here. If I was a betting man, I would say it's probably not the case at this point. Wrong about Haynes. Probably wrong about our record this year. I said 11-1. Still on the table, but not happening. But yeah, I'm definitely not always right. We were probably all wrong about the team. We had hopes. It's probably a few years away, but I still think some of the stubbornness needs to go away, or else it's never going to happen despite the talent, because this was a huge talent deficiency. Couldn't get it done. But guys, keep your chins up. We got more opportunities coming up, more chances for improvement. Let's make this year a year-long improvement situation. I don't think we're playing for anything serious. Just look for the week-to-week improvements this year. That's all we can really hope for. What do we have to lose? Throw Wegman out there. I mean, just try shit. But anyway, I'll see you guys in a couple of days. Another video coming up. I'm not going to stop because we're in pain, and you shouldn't stop. So keep pushing. Gig 'em.